Vice President Leni Robredo says the increased attacks of the Marcos camp against her using fake news comes as no surprise, recalling a similar experience in the 2016 vice presidential race when her survey numbers started to pick up. Robredo speaks up in light of the spate of disinformation directed at herself and her daughter Aika in the last few days. This comes following her 9 percentage point jump in voter preference rating in the March Pulse Asia survey.
Yung mga lawyers will take legal action, pero kami ng mga bata, we refuse to be deterred by yung mga gawa na ganyan. Dati ako lang yung focus ng lahat. Pero ngayon na gumagalaw din yung mga anak ko na tulungan ako, pati sila biktima na.
On Monday, the Vice President addresses what her camp calls a malicious fabrication. Following the spate of fake news, she tweets, "Best antidote to fake news is the truth. Let us not lose focus." Asked whether the enemy she is referring to is Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., here's what she has to say.
Oo naman, kasi ginawa niya na yan sa akin since 2016. Consistently ginagawa yun sa akin since nag-pick up yung numbers ko noong 2016 elections. Nung hindi pa nag-pick up yung numbers ko, hindi naman ako pinapansin. Pero nag-pick up yung numbers ko noong 2016, naging nasa receiving end na ako ng lahat na kasinungalingan.
In a statement Tuesday, April 12, Marcos Jr. spokesperson Vic Rodriguez tells the Robredo camp, enough of the deception. But between Robredo and Marcos Jr., researchers say it is the Marcos camp that has a history of spreading disinformation, lies, and propaganda to whitewash the Marcos family's image. A study by Check.ph also finds Robredo is the biggest victim of online disinformation, while Marcos Jr. benefits the most from false or misleading content. Manila Mayor and presidential candidate Isko Moreno rejects any possible talks with other camps to discuss withdrawing in support of Vice President Leni Robredo. Moreno says on Wednesday, April 13, helping Robredo's camp is unlikely, noting how her supporters have treated him and his campaign.
I don't do backdoor sa isang hostile na opponent. You know for a fact that they're being attacking us in their GCs. Meron pa sila, May 1. Ano yan? Susuko na yan. Yes. May 1, susuko na yan. Tapos i-appoint yan na DILG.
Former Moreno volunteer group Ikaw Muna or IM Pilipinas, which now backs Robredo, calls on other candidates to withdraw and unite behind the Vice President in defeating Marcos Jr. The mayor thinks Robredo supporters are trying to create an impression the Vice President is the only candidate who is against Marcos. Moreno says it's not he who should be making this sacrifice. His camp also maintains he is doing better than what surveys indicate, referring to IM Pilipinas' decision to drop him for Robredo based on Pulse Asia survey standings. Moreno emphasizes if he loses the 2022 elections, he will retire.
Need more context, clarity, and perspective? Get the full picture with Rappler Plus. With exclusive content and events, you'll get an opportunity to discuss issues with reporters, experts, and featured guests while helping Rappler continue its fearless journalism. Join now.
Tension ensues among the Comelec on bank after Commissioner Socorro Inting quits as head of the Committee on the Ban on Firearms and Security Concerns. Inting is reportedly dismayed over the unbank's decision to allow Chairman Saidamin Pangarungan to issue gun ban exemptions and put areas under Comelec's control on his own in urgent and meritorious cases. Among the 7 members of the unbank, only Inting and fellow senior commissioners Marlon Casquejo and Aimee Ferolino opposed granting the powers to Pangurungan. They were outvoted by Pangurungan and fellow Comelec newcomers George Garcia, Amy Torrefranca Neri, and Ray Bulay. In her resignation memorandum Tuesday, April 12, Inting decries the supposed unclear wording of Pangurungan's new powers. Tangarungan earlier justified the powers given to him, promising not to abuse them and exercise them sparingly. In the hybrid en banc session Wednesday, April 13, Ferolino sports a black top, a move which her office says is in support of Inting. Casquejo is also seen wearing a black coat, but it is unclear whether that also means a gesture of protest. Garcia, meanwhile, brushes aside rumors of infighting within the en banc. US President Joe Biden says for the first time Moscow's invasion of Ukraine amounts to genocide. Biden has repeatedly called Putin a war criminal, but this is the first time he accused Russia of genocide. This, as President Vladimir Putin says Russia would rhythmically and calmly continue its operation and achieve its goals. Biden uses the term genocide in a speech at Iowa and later stands by the description as he prepares to board Air Force One. Biden tells reporters on Tuesday, April 12, he's calling it genocide because it has become clearer and clearer that Putin is just trying to wipe out the idea of being able to be Ukrainian. Moscow's nearly 7-week-long invasion has seen more than 4.6 million refugees, killed or injured thousands, and led to Russia's near-total isolation on the world stage. Singer Britney Spears announces she is pregnant with her third child by posting a message on Instagram on Monday, April 11. Spears not only reveals her pregnancy, but also announces she is married to fiancé Sam Asghari, calling him her husband in the post. The pop star also recounts how she suffered depression during a previous pregnancy and how she now feels women can more openly discuss their mental health while pregnant. Asghari also takes to social media to talk about fatherhood and to share news of the pregnancy. According to Spears, her now lifted 13-year conservatorship prevented her from marrying or having more children. The baby is the couple's first. Spears has 2 sons from her previous marriage with Kevin Federline.